On the Hawks Network is 28.
Watch Investigation Discovery, GBTC, Channel 520. With university admission competition at its peak and demand in the workplace for the best and brightest young talent, the time is now to give our students the edge at Comal ISD. And that edge is Memorial Early College High School. No matter where you reside in Comal ISD, MEX will help accelerate your learning and prepare you for a lifetime of success. You have a choice to make your high school experience fit you and your way of learning. Through a unique relationship with St. Philip's College, you can earn an associate's degree of arts. That's 2 years of college for free while you are still in high school. MEX offers a combination of regular and dual credit courses taught right here by instructors that have master's degrees. Learn in a hands-on collaborative way at MEX. Research, explore, problem solve, and build long-lasting relationships with driven, focused, and great students like yourself. Our campus is unique with many opportunities to get involved in school spirit. Our many clubs, academic UIL, sports, community, and leadership opportunities will have you screaming with eagle pride and soaring to new heights of excellence. Explore your options with Comal ISD. Explore Memorial Early College High School today.
Welcome back to Candy Lake High School tonight. The Hawks taking on the Fredericksburg Billies. Right now we're joined by first-year head coach Haley Galloway. And coach, let's start with that. This is your first year here at Canyon Lake. What has this experience been like for you?
It's been awesome to start off with. The kids are great, great coaching staff all around. It's just been fun, exciting year so far.
Coming off a tough loss against Llano the other night, an extra inning loss on Tuesday to the Yellow Jackets. In what areas do you feel as if you came up short of that game?
I know at the end of the seventh we had, I believe they had 4 hits and we had 11. We just left a lot of runners on base. It didn't really capitalize on certain situations where we had opportunities.
As a result of that loss, you're now in kind of a tight spot in terms of the postseason, but still very much a chance to make the playoffs, and tonight's game certainly means a lot towards that. So not only are there big implications in terms of the postseason tonight, but also this is your final home game of the season, and you only have one senior on this year's team as well. How significant is that?
It's big. Bailey Bryan, she's been a big part of our team, but it's good. The kids have gotten a chance to learn from her. She does things the right way. So we have a lot of kids coming back next year, so that'll be good for us also.
Now, Fredericksburg has been the best team arguably in 28-4A so far this season. They sit in first place. It's a team you played earlier this season as well and came up short. What does it take to beat a team like Fredericksburg?
We just have to come out and play with confidence. That's something that we've been talking about all season long, is when we go out there and we know we can compete, we tend to do better. Last time we played them, our offense struggled, so hopefully we can come out and get some hits tonight.
Right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that again, Canyon Lake first-year head coach Haley Galloway joining us. Coming up next, the first pitch here from Canyon Lake right here on the Hawks Network.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
And welcome back to Candy Lake High School here on the Hawks Network as the Hawks take on the Fredericksburg Battling Billies in this 28-4A matchup. Candy Lake comes in with a record of 11-15 at 2-6 in 28-4A play right now, tied for fifth in the district standings. Meanwhile, Fredericksburg comes into the game with an impressive record of 23-8, 7-1 in district play. They have gone 14-2 in this district over the past 2 seasons. As the Hawks take the field, a look at the defense here for Candy Lake. In the outfield, we'll see Kinsey Sales in left. Bailey Bryan, the low senior playing tonight, is in center. Kaylee Moore is in right for Candy Lake. On the infield for the Hawks, Sarah Medford is at third base. Marley Carrizales is the shortstop. Emma Lane is at second. Jessie Melendez is at first base. And the catcher, the Puente sisters. Kaylee Puente, the catcher, and Madison Puente on the mound. Are in 5 with a 4.82 ERA. 52 strikeouts for Puente this season, with 37 walks given up. And she pitched in the circle on Tuesday in the loss to Llano and pitched all 8 innings in what was a 7-6 loss to the Yellow Jackets. Of the 7 runs that Puente surrendered, only 4 of them were earned. Struck out 7 as Canyon Lake came up short. As we now take a look at the leadoff hitter for the Billies, it is Maddie Finley for Fredericksburg. The Billies have a lineup of Finley hitting leadoff. Mia Torres bats second to the order. Ashton Weinheimer bats third. We'll see Kate Wenzel in right field bat cleanup. Grace Dwecker, the third baseman, is fifth in the order. Hitting sixth, the DP tonight, Ella Weinheimer for Fredericksburg. Batting seventh, the catcher, Cameron Robinson. Batting eighth, the pitcher, Emery Botcher for Fredericksburg. And Carly Nebgen in center bats ninth. And a first pitch strike from Finley starts tonight's game. The batter, Maddie Finley, batting .517 in district play this season with no homers and 3 RBI. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. One and two now to the batter, Finley, who struck out just 2 times in district play. The Billies, as a team, have only punched out 29 times in their 8 28-4A games. And Finley stays alive. Mentioned the Hawks are coming off a loss on Tuesday. Fredericksburg coming off a win that actually helped out Canyon Lake, as the Billies beat Wimberley on Tuesday 8-1. Fredericksburg didn't suffer its first 28-4A loss until last Friday. A 10-5 defeated Bernie after they opened 28-4A play 6-0. 2-2 to Finley. A ground ball on the left side. Carrizales makes a play. 1 down here at the top of the first. And it brings up Mia Torres for Fredericksburg. Torres batting .350 on the year. No homers, 7 RBI, and again, that's in district play. Has a good eye for the strike zone. Tied for the team lead in district action with 4 walks so far this year. And ahead of the count early against Puente, 1 ball to no strikes. A Fredericksburg team that opened the season 4-4 after the first 8 games of 2019 as Torres takes strike 1. But since then, Fredericksburg has won 19 of his past 23 games. Another ground ball and another out. That time recorded by Sarah Medford of the 5-3 put out. That brings up Ashton Weinheimer for Fredericksburg. The Billies and the Hawks finished tied atop the standings in 28-4A a year ago. They played a first-place playoff game. And the Billies playing for a second straight district title this season as well. And they can do so with a win tonight and a Bernie loss. Strike 1 here to Weinheimer. And tonight, Bernie is hosting Llano, a team Canyon Lake needs to lose. A ball and a strike to Weinheimer. A look at her numbers so far this season for the Billies. She's batting .391 in district play. Sends that ball to center field, but right to Bryan the senior at a 1-2-3 first for Madison Puente. We go to the bottom of the inning. No score on the Hawks Network.
Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
If he doesn't clean up, I will have to leave.
America's original declutter obsession.
Choose things that say that you are worthy.
AV Club calls it gripping and emotional.
We're all here for you.
Hoarders. New episodes Tuesdays at 8 on A&E.
Watch A&E, GVTC, Channel 558.
Hello, Brides of America. Do you want to be part of an incredible wedding event? You can join on the fun at tlc.com/casting, and you could get the ultimate Kleinfeld experience. Be married by me in TLC's biggest wedding ceremony ever. And beyond, say yes to the dress, America.
Watch TLC, GVTC, Channel 553.
After Madison Puente turned in a perfect top of the first inning, Emery Botcher looks to get things going for Fredericksburg here in the bottom half of the first. As now we take a look at the batting order for the Canyon Lake Hawks. Leading off at shortstop is Marley Carrizales, beg your pardon. Batting second and left is Kinsey Sales. Batting third and center is Bailey Bryan. Batting cleanup tonight's pitcher, Madison Puente. Batting fifth at third base, Sarah Medford. Batting sixth at first, Jesse Melendez. Batting seventh, the catcher, Kaylee Puente. Batting eighth, the designated player, Angie Rodriguez. And batting ninth at second, Emma Lane. And Carrizales is behind early against Botcher, 0-1. And now the count even at a ball and a strike. Carrizales, the batter here for Canyon Lake. She's having an impressive junior season, hitting .639 on the year. 1 homer, 7 RBI. Balls behind against Botcher, 1-2. Carrizales currently on a 16-game hitting streak. Had 3 hits in the Hawks' last win last Friday over Wimberley. 13-5. And Carrizales extends a hitting streak now to 17 straight, beating out an infield single. And it sends up Kinsey Sales for Canyon Lake. Sales, a sophomore, had a couple of hits, scored a couple of runs in Tuesday's loss to Llano. First-year varsity player digs in against Emery Botcher for Fredericksburg. Botcher so far in district play is 4-1 in 17 innings of work. She has struck out 11, walking only 2 batters. An ERA of 5.22. Sales' bunt placed down nicely, and on the sacrifice will send Carrizales over to second base. And it sends up Bailey Bryan for the Hawks. Again, tonight is senior night, but really it's Bailey Bryan night, the only senior on the team. As verbally committed to play at Concordia up at Austin. Most experienced player on the team fouls off the first pitch to fall behind 0-1. 80 career games played for Bryan. And in her career at Canyon Lake, 97 hits, 11 homers, 16 doubles, and has driven in 67. A centerpiece of this Canyon Lake program. Now behind 0-2. Started off for senior year with a fabulous game against Yoakum, a single shy of the cycle. Stays alive at 0-2. The runner at second, Carrizales, reached on a leadoff infield single. Sails a sacrifice bunt, moving her over to second base. As Bryan takes the 0-2 low for ball one. Team leading 3 homers on the year. Bryan also has 17 RBI and a total of 13 extra base hits, also leads the team. Strikes out for the 14th time this season, and that's the second out of the inning. And it brings up Madison Puente for Canyon Lake. So this is pitcher versus pitcher here. Emery Botcher versus Madison Puente. So far advantage Botcher ahead against Puente 0-1. And quickly, Puente falls behind, 0-2. Again, the Billies right now alone in first place, a 1-game lead over Bernie in the 28-40 standings. The Greyhounds are sitting at 6-2 through their first 8 games. Bandera alone in third place. The Bulldogs are 4-4. And Wimberley right now holding on to the 4th and final playoff spot at 3-5. And those two are playing each other tonight, Bandera and Wimberley. The Hawks will end the regular season on the road this coming Tuesday at Bandera. A game Canyon Lake won in the first round of district play 13-10. Time called by Puente. Or no, beg your pardon. There was a baseball that made its way into the softball stadium. So time called by our home plate umpire. Yeah, the count remains 1-2 to Puente. And Botcher able to pitch around the leadoff base hit as she picks up her second strikeout of the game. In the inning for the Hawks, still runs off a hit and a runner left. We go to the second, scoreless here on the Hawks Network.
The wait is over. Tuesdays, Tyler Perry's If Loving You Is Wrong.
She snapped.
You're going to hell.
Do not call me again. He's done. Do you hear me? He's done.
The brand new season.
Every woman has a breaking point.
Tyler Perry's If Loving You Is Wrong. Tuesdays, 10/9 Central.
Watch OWN, GVTC, Channel 555.
Ever wonder why the quarterback is often the best looking guy on a team? Think about it. Who gets the ball in the playground in the 4th or 5th grade? The handsome kid. The girls think he's cute, the boys think he's cool, and this process begins.
You dropping off or picking up?
You know, the thing about dynasties, people say they don't like them, but they watch them.
Watch FS1, GVTC, Channel 515.
A rather gloomy Friday night here in Fisher, Texas, as Canyon Lake takes the field for the second inning against Fredericksburg in this 28-40 matchup between the Hawks and the Billies. Scoreless after 1. Both pitchers look pretty good in the first inning of work. Madison Puente retired all 3 batters she faced, and an Emery Botcher for Fredericksburg struck out the final 2 batters she saw in the first, and we were scoreless going into the second. Wenzel, Dwecker, and Weinheimer do up for Fredericksburg here in the road half of the second inning. And the first pitch of the second from Puente is low, ball 1 to Kate Wenzel for Fredericksburg in district play, hitting .423 with an OPS just shy of 1,200. hitting a couple of homers and 2 doubles in 28-4A play so far. And there picks up a base hit. And the Billies have their first base runner of the night. And it brings up Grace Dwecker for Fredericksburg. Dwecker, a .455 hitter in 28-4A play this season. And tied for the team lead in district play with 8 RBI. And takes strike 1. A big update to pass along for you in Candy Lake Athletics. The boys soccer team, a 2-1 winner over Gonzales and McAllen in the region quarterfinals. They move on to the region semis. What a playoff run it's been for Candy Lake. The Hawks overcame a 2-0 deficit in the second half against Lampasas, a game we had for you on the Hawks Network a couple of weeks ago. Won that match 3-2. They then beat Belleville in the second round 3-1. And defeated Austin Eastside Memorial in the round after. 2 balls and a strike, not a Dwecker. In that win over Memorial, the Hawks were down 3-1 with less than 10 minutes left. And then tied the game and later won it on penalty kicks, 5-3, with Jorge De Leon's penalty kick sealing the victory for Candy Lake. And again, they win tonight over Gonzales 2-1, and now playing the region semifinals. What a year for Ryan Tierney's boys soccer team. As that pitch gets away from Puente, allows Winslow to take second base. Due up after Dwecker is Ella Weinheimer for Fredericksburg. And we'll see her now on a walk as Wenzel advances to third base on top of that. So 2 on and nobody out for Weinheimer for Fredericksburg. A .591 hitter in district play. That's the best on the Billies team. With an OPS of 1367. And takes strike 1 as Dwecker steals second. And a big RBI chance here for Weinheimer, who's already driven in 8 runs in 28-4A play this season. And takes strike 2. On top of being a tremendous hitter at the plate, Weinheimer also really good at the circle. 2-0 in district play, also has a couple of saves. With a 2.25 ERA, slaps that ball foul to stay alive. The 0-2 from Puente. And Weinheimer wouldn't chase at expander strike zone. Runs the count to 1-2. Again, this is a Fredericksburg team that is 23-8 this year, 7-1 in 28-4A play. That was their record a year ago. A ground ball snared by Carrizales that has the Billies in a bit of a rundown here. The tag out of third is recorded. But good base running there by Dwecker gave Winslow a chance to come home and score the game's first run. And now it's 1-0 Billies on top, and one away here in the top of the second. And now the batter, Cameron Robinson. And the run score for Wenzel for Fredericksburg is their 9th to score in 28-4A play this year. The Billies are averaging about 8 runs per district game this season. As a team in 28-4A play, they're hitting .389, slugging .524, with an on-base percentage of .445. Very good offensive team. Good power numbers as well. With 15 doubles in their 8 district games, 2 triples, and 3 homers. And Robinson takes strike 1 to make it 3 balls and a strike. There's a fly ball and playable. Sales has room. 2 down of the inning. That sends up Emery Botcher for Fredericksburg. As a hitter in district play, Botcher 2 for 4 with a double and 4 RBI. And right now trying to help out her own cause in the circle. Tonight's starting pitcher for Fredericksburg. Behind early against Puente, 0-1. So we saw Botcher strike out Puente in the bottom of the first. Let's see if Puente can return the favor against Botcher here in the second. They may have a chance as now the count runs to 0-2. A check swing by Botcher. And now the count goes to 1-2 strikes. Mentioned the Fredericksburg offensive numbers this year. They've scored 8 or more runs 13 times this season, including 7 times in 8 district games. The exception being the 10-5 loss to Bernie last Friday. And they've clinched a playoff berth, doing so for the 4th year in a row and for the 7th time in the last 8 seasons. And Botcher works out of the 0-2 hole. Now the count 3-2. Like Candy Lake, Fredericksburg was a second-round team last year, making it to the area round. A ball in the dirt is the second walk of the game. Give it up by Puente. 2 on, 2 down now for Carly Nebgen for Fredericksburg. The last deep run that Fredericksburg had in the postseason came 10 years ago, back in 2009, making it to the region finals. Courtesy runner now at first base for the Billies. That's Olivia Finley. And that'll give Botcher a chance to get ready to pitch in the next half inning in the bottom of the second. Billies on top 1-0. Run scored by Kate Wenzel in the top of the second inning. And Nebgen is the 6th batter of the inning for Fredericksburg. Hasn't played a lot in district play, just 3 official at-bats with a hit and a run scored. Popped up into center. Bryan makes the catch, and that'll end the Billies' second. But Fredericksburg is struck first. Kate Wenzel has the Billies on the board and an early lead for Fredericksburg, 1-0 on the Hawks Network going into the bottom of the second.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
This place is not for humans to live in.
Some of the most dangerous terrain I've ever experienced.
This is insane! I don't know how much further I can go. My feet are so cold.
Watch Discovery. GVTC, Channel 554.
Welcome back to Candy Lake High School, getting ready for the bottom of the second. Billies on top 1-0, getting an RBI fielder's choice from Ella Weinheimer, driving in Kate Winslow to start the scoring of this game in the top of the second. As Sarah Medford leads off the second for the Hawks. Medford, a junior, hitting .400 so far this year. An even ball strike count now from Emery Botcher at 1-1. Medford had an RBI double in the loss to Llano on Tuesday. Pops this one up, and tripping over the third base bag is Dwecker. And she looks to be all right. The count, 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Medford, who's had some big games this year, the junior, to include a 4 RBI game versus Gonzalez back in February 26th. Right now, just trying to get on base. Might be able to do it if she could beat this out. Instead, the throw sails past the first baseman, but Medford turned the corner from first, and she is ruled out. But more importantly right now, we're hoping that Medford is all right. Came up awkwardly after turning the corner at first base. And a good sign to see Medford being able to walk underneath their own power, going back to the Candy Lake dugout. And we resume play. So 1 down here in the bottom of the second as Melendez comes in for the Hawks. The junior batting .364 all the year with a homer and a team-leading 18 RBI. And comes into the game running a 4-game hitting streak. Batting with the bases empty, Melendez takes strike 1. Just 1 homer on the year for Melendez. That also came against Gonzalez. A lot of offense that day for Candy Lake. Another opportunity here for Torres, a shortstop. This throw is made for the second out. Two away now for Kinley Puente for Candy Lake. "12 runs driven in on the air for Puente, and 10 of those have come since the beginning of March. A red-hot bat as of late to include a triple she hit in the win over the Texans last Friday. And Puente on a 4-game hitting streak. The younger sister of tonight's starting pitcher, Madison Puente. A quick 0-2 advantage here for Emery Botcher. And pitching for a 1-2-3 second. Just missed the strike zone low there. The count runs to 1-2. If Puente could reach, Angie Rodriguez would bat here in the second. She's on deck. And she won't reach. A 1-2-3 second for Emery Botcher on the ground out by Puente. Aims at Canyon Lake second. We go to the third. Billies on top. 1-0 on the Hawks Network.
We're thrilled to work with QVC and HSN on Beauty with Benefits.
You know us from our stories about lifestyle trends, but many of us also have cancer stories.
My mom's been cancer-free since 2017.
And I'm a thyroid cancer survivor. Now, help brave people living and working with cancer.
Shop Beauty with Benefits and your purchase supports cancer and careers.
Plus, get amazing items in the Skip with Purchase bag.
Because brave is beautiful.
They're back! I'm gonna win because I have laser focus. You're distracting me.
If it ain't cooked, make it look cooked. Okay, this isn't a real thing, is it?
I love pressure. Someone is gonna get hurt on this show.
Worst Cooks in America, Celebrity Edition. Premieres April 21st at 9 on Food Network.
Watch Food Network. GVTC, Channel 563.
If you don't know what Property Brothers Buying and Selling is, where have you been all your life? I handle house hunt. Jonathan handles design. It takes two to tango. This is your house.
All new Property Brothers Buying and Selling. Wednesday night at 9 on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, Channel 578.
It is a 1-0 Billy lead as we start the top of the third inning here on the Hawks Network. And coming up for Fredericksburg, the top part of the order, Maddie Finley, Mia Torres, and Ashlyn Weinheimer due up for Fredericksburg. A team looking for a second win in a row. The Hawks trying to avoid their second straight defeat. Kitty Lake, a tough luck loss to Llano on Tuesday, 7-6 in 8 innings. The Billies, a winner over Wimberley. A lot of tight races happening right now in 28-4A. The Billies a 1-game lead over Bernie for first place in the district. The Hawks tied for 5th, 1 game back of the coveted 4th spot and a potential playoff berth. With 2 games left to play to include tonight, the season wraps up Tuesday for the Hawks on the road at Bandera. Finley 0 for 1 tonight for Fredericksburg on a ground out of the shortstop. Had ahead early here against Puente, 1 ball and no strikes. Kind of a wild finish to that game Tuesday for Canyon Lake against Llano. 4-4 game going into the 8th. The Yellow Jackets scored 3 times at the top of the 8th inning. The Hawks responded with 2 runs of their own in the bottom half of the frame. That 1-1 pitch is sent foul to make it 1-2. And the tying run was at third base before ultimately the Hawks came up short and lost that game 7-6. And as a result, the Yellow Jackets now have the tiebreaker over Canyon Lake, should it come to that, in the district standings. A liner snared by Emma Lane for out number 1. What a play by Lane there at second base to the backhand. What a way sends up Mia Torres. Torres 0 for 1 so far tonight. She grounded out to third base back in the first inning and falls behind against Puente, 0-1. A ball and a strike now. Again, earlier tonight we had the chance to visit with first-year head coach Haley Galloway for Canyon Lake. Took over after a long time. Head coach Jason Gallagher retired at the end of this past season. We have the honor of sitting right next to Coach Gallagher here in the press box tonight. 459 career wins as the head coach and still working within the Comal Independent School District. Three and one now to Mia Torres. Torres has drawn 4 walks in district play so far this year, tied for the team lead. And draws her 5th walk of the district season. 3rd walk surrendered by Puente, sends up Ashton Whiteheimer for Fredericksburg. And she flew out to Bailey Bryan back in the 1st inning. Again, Bryan playing out in center field tonight for Kenya Lake. Well-accomplished player, the only senior on this year's team. 3-time first-team All-District and the reigning 28-4A District MVP. Maybe Bryan a chance to make a play here. Instead, the ball sails over the right center field fence for a home run. Ashton Whiteheimer. A blast to right, and the Billies have a 3-0 lead. Her 2nd homer of the district season. And for the Billies, their 4th as a team in 28-4A play. And a 3-0 lead now here in the 3rd. Base is empty and 1 out now for Kate Winslow, who opened the scoring for the Billies. Back in the 2nd. Led off that inning with a base hit to right field. And the count, no balls at a strike, with Grace Dwecker waiting on deck for Fredericksburg. Again, kind of a gloomy, windy Friday night here from Kenya Lake. About 76 degrees outside. Beautiful day for softball. And Puente's 0-1 to Wenzel is fouled away for strike 2. Tough team to strike out. Again, the Billies have only struck out 29 times in their first 8 district games. They've yet to strike out tonight. But Puente may be a chance for that here. Ahead against Wenzel, 0-2. Would chase, though, the 0-2 pitch, a ball and 2 strikes. And now that kind of evens out at 2-2. And Puente's 2-2 pitch misses, and Wenzel has now worked herself out of the 0-2 hole to make it 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kenya Lake at a tough spot in 28-4A. Again, their district record coming in 2-6. A fly ball to left is hooking foul. Off a good swing by Wenzel. The Hawks, a playoff team a year ago. But to get back to the postseason, they're going to have to win at least one of their final 2 games and get some help. 3-2. There's a 1-out walk to Wenzel. Second walk of the inning for Fredericksburg, and it brings up Grace Dwecker, who also walked into this game back in the 2nd. And steps in to face Puente with the runner at first base. And time called. The Puente sisters will talk with one another, as will the rest of the infield, with Puente in the circle. Again, if you're just tuning in, big news tonight as far as Candy Lake Athletics is concerned. The boys soccer team moving on to the region semifinals as they knock off Gonzales 2-1 in the region quarterfinals in McAllen earlier tonight. Meeting in the circle is over as Puente goes back to work. And the 1-0 to Dwecker is low, ball 2. Puente got through the Billies relatively easy back in the first, going 3 up and 3 down. Since then, they've made her work in the circle. 6 batters faced in the second, and Dwecker the 5th batter the third. And ahead here against Puente, 3 balls and no strikes. Get me over a strike there for Puente, 3-1 with Dwecker taking all the way. Ella Weidheimer waits on deck. Her sister Ashton hit a home run earlier in the inning. A 2-run shot to right, giving the Billies his 3-0 lead. Maybe 2 here for the Hawks. No, a throw out into the outfield will allow both runners to advance, and the Billies are still running and scoring at home is Wenzel on the error. 4-0 Fredericksburg on top, and still batting here in the road half of the third inning. And here's Ella Weidheimer. A 3-run third so far for Fredericksburg. And this inning began with Puente inducing a line out to second base by Finley on a good play by Emma Lane. But after that, a walk, a home run, another walk, and then the error. Now a runner at third base and 1 down to the third. Fredericksburg on top, 4-0. There's a fly ball to center, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. So Weidheimer drives home Dwecker. 5-0 Billies on top. A little bloop shot there to left center field for Ella Weidheimer. Sends up Cameron Robinson. Weidheimer's second RBI of the day. So the Weidheimer sisters responsible for 4 of the 5 runs scored by the Billies. Robinson flew out to left field. Back in the second, she's 0 for 1. And behind early here against Puente, no balls and a strike. Ground ball that shoots foul. And Robinson now trailing 0-2. In true road games this year, the Billies 4-2. They've played at home far more often. A lot of pre-district tournaments played by the Billies at home, and they are 16-4 at the home ballpark. Meanwhile, the Hawks here at home this season, 6-4, as that pitch allows Weidheimer to advance to second base. And the second out of the inning has proven to be elusive for Candy Lake after they got the first batter out. Won't get it there on a pitch that just missed up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Robinson. And Botcher waiting on deck for Fredericksburg. And there's a strikeout, the first of the game for Madison Puente. Retires Robinson. And that is the second out, and it brings up Emery Botcher for the Billies. I get a team that's just locked in right now. As another baseball makes its way into the softball outfield. The Candy Lake baseball team playing Bernie tonight. And I believe coming up shortly we'll have a Candy Lake baseball game here for you. The Hawks Network this coming Tuesday as they host Wimberley. A ground ball scooped up by Carrizales makes a throw to end the Fredericksburg third inning. But the Billies added their lead, scoring 3 runs, getting a big 2-run homer from Ashley Whiteheimer. 5-0 Billies on top going into the bottom of the third on the Hawks Network.
They're back. I'm going to win because I have laser focus. They're distracting me.
If it ain't cooked, make it look cooked. Okay, this isn't a real thing, is it?
I love pressure. Someone is going to get hurt on this show.
Worst Cooks in America, Celebrity Edition. Premieres April 21st at 9 on Food Network.
Watch Food Network. GVTC, Channel 563.
If you don't know what Property Brothers Buying and Selling is, where have you been all your life? I handle house hunt. Jonathan handles design. It takes 2 to tango. This is your house.
All new Property Brothers Buying and Selling. Wednesday night at 9 on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, Channel 578.
To be the best, you have to take on the best. Because anything can happen in a blink of an eye. So you climb into the ring and take your shot. Premier Boxing Champions on Fox FS1, FS2, and the Fox Sports app.
Watch FS1, GVTC, Channel 515.
A 4-run top of the third has given the Billies a 5-0 lead as we go to the bottom of inning number 3 here in the Hawks Network, and Candy Lake with some work to do against Emery Botcher. A big swing in the top of this inning courtesy of Ashley Whiteheimer, a 2-run homer to right center, highlighting that 4-run frame for the Billies. The 4 runs coming off of 2 hits, also taking advantage of 1 error. And now leading 5-0 as we see Angie Rodriguez back for the first time tonight for Candy Lake. And the count against Botcher, 1 ball and 1 strike. Rodriguez, a .275 hitter in her junior season with no homers and 15 RBI. And 3 of those RBI came in the win over the Texans this past Friday. Botcher's 1-2 results in a strikeout. Her third tonight. And what a way here in the third for Fredericksburg sends up Emma Lane for Canyon Lake. Good-looking freshman, Emma Lane, hitting .333 in the year. She's had RBI in back-to-back games, including a double against Llano on Tuesday. And ahead early against Botcher, 1 ball and the no strikes. More on Candy Lake boys soccer They will play the region semifinal game tomorrow at noon in McAllen, where they just won their region quarterfinal game over Gonzales 2-1. And they will face Progresso for the right to go to the region finals early next week. Hitters count for Lane, 2 balls and no strikes, with Carrizales awaiting in the on-deck circle, now 3-0. And that will lead to a conversation between A.J. Davis, a flex player, first base for the Billies, and the pitcher Botcher. And Lostra on 4 pitches. First walk given up by Botcher. That brings up Carrizales, who beat out an infield single back in the first. Now a team high 40 hits on the year for Carrizales. A ground ball could be trouble. There's one and only one there for the Billies on Finley's play to second base. Carrizales beats out the fielder's choice. Brings up Kinsey Sales for Kenya Lake. Had a sacrifice back in the first. 2 down of the inning now for Kenya Lake as a sophomore steps in. As Sales looks at the first pitch inside for ball 1. Carrizales, the runner at first base, is a good base runner for Kenya Lake. A lot of speed of the base pass. Team high 13 stolen bases on the season. As Sales away, so 1-1. Sends that one into the air to left, but caught on the run by Weidheimer. Ends at Kenya Lake third. The Hawks draw a walk, but cannot score as we go to the fourth, and the Billies leading 5-0 on the Hawks Network.
I'm Leanne Ford, and this is my brother Steve. Working with Steve is special.
Leanne pushes the boundary of art and construction.
Yeah.
All new Restored by the Fords, Tuesday night at 9 on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, channel 578.
Friday nights, the road to riches can be bumpy.
We have a lot of work to do.
The Texas Flip and Move teams buy houses for pennies on the dollar.
Yes.
Move them and flip them.
All these walls are going.
See how these homes are hauling in the profits.
This is my dream home.
All new Texas Flip and Move. Friday night at 9 on DIY Network.
Watch DIY, GVTC, channel 126.
This was pretty.
I love it.
Beach house on the water. Soak up the rays.
It's really a dream come true. It's kind of surreal.
Wow. Some type of way. All your worries, shake them off. All your problems, shake them off.
Sunday night is beach night. All new starting at 8 on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, channel 578.
Welcome back to Kenya Lake High School. Billies on top 5-0 as we start the top of the fourth inning. It was a scoreless game at the end of 1. Fredericksburg got the scoring going in the second on an RBI fielder's choice for Ella Weidheimer. And then a 4-run third for Fredericksburg has put the Billies in control as we start the fourth inning. Nebgen, Finley, and Torres coming up for Kenya Lake. Or for Fredericksburg, I beg your pardon. As Puente gets ready for her third inning of work, or her fourth rather, in the circle for the Hawks. Ground ball that stays fair for Nebgen. Heading towards left field corner and cut off by Sales. A leadoff base hit on the inning's first pitch for Fredericksburg. The Billies' 4th hit tonight as we go back to the top of the lineup card and to Maddie Finley for the Billies, who's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a line out so far tonight. First pitch strike from Puente. Should note the Hawks have had some come-from-behind wins this season, including a really big come-from-behind win against Bandera not long ago back on March 29th. As another stray baseball has led to a delay in this game. The Bulldogs led that game 8-0. But the Hawks ultimately won the game 13-10. The Hawks also came back to beat Taylor earlier this year, scoring 5 runs in the 6th inning, overcoming a 7-4 deficit, winning that game 9-7. A ground ball, easy play for Melendez, but a productive out there for the Billies will move Nebgen over to second base as Finley's 0 for 3. That brings up Mia Torres. 0 for 1 with a walk so far tonight. It's Torres. And scored on the homer hit by Weinheimer, who waits on deck as Torres takes strike 1. Torres, a really accomplished basketball player, first team All-State basketball player for Fredericksburg. As that ground ball shoots foul. And Puente now ahead of Torres, 0-2. The 0-2 catches the outside corner for strike 3. Puente's second strikeout. Now 2 down of the inning, sends up Ashton Weinheimer for Fredericksburg. She has hit a couple of fly balls in this game, one of them an out, the other one out of here. This is a ground ball, and this is out number 3 as well. Puente escapes a 4th unscathed as we go to the bottom of the inning, and the Hawks trailing the Billies 5-0 on the Hawks Network.
This was pretty.
I love it.
Beach house on the water. Soak up the rays.
It's really a dream come true. It's kind of surreal.
Wow. Some type of way. All your worries, shake them off. All your problems, shake them off.
Sunday night is beach night. All new starting at 8 on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, channel 578.
On Travel Channel.
I'm Jack Osborne.
And I'm Katrina Weidman.
And on our new show, we're investigating the darkest, most sinister places.
They're the gateways between dimensions.
That sounded like a growl.
Is there a demon down here with us?
Make some noise.
Wow. All new Portals to Hell. Friday at 10 on Travel Channel.
Watch Travel Channel, GVTC, channel 577.
Welcome back on the Hawks Network from Canyon Lake High School. Canyon Lake trailing Fredericksburg 5-0. But a good top of the 4th inning. Turned in by Madison Puente in the circle for Canyon Lake. Pitching around a leadoff base hit by Carly Nebgen. Retiring the final 3 batters that she faced. And now the Hawk Bats look to respond here against Emery Botcher, beg your pardon, for Fredericksburg. And Bailey Bryan starts the 4th inning for the Hawks. Struck out against Botcher back of the 1st. What a player, what a career for Canyon Lake. Billy Bryan playing at home for the final time in her Canyon Lake career. And playing some really good softball down the stretch as well. Has had an RBI in 4 consecutive games coming into the game tonight, with a total of 8 RBI in that 4-game span. Take strike 2, now 2 balls and 2 strikes. On varsity since her freshman year, earning first-team All-District honors the first 3 years of her career. And on base with a single to center field. That's the Hawks' 3rd hit tonight, and the first of the outfield. The first 2 hits are infield singles, and it brings up Madison Puente. And that was a 98th career hit for Bailey Bryan. Now Puente bats as the sun sets here in Fisher. A ground ball. Takes a weird hop on the infield dirt, but it out-recorded. What a play by Dwecker, and A.J. Davis a stretch at first base as well. A productive out there for the Hawks, yes, but what a play by Dwecker over at third. Now Sarah Medford, who reached on the infield single. Back in the second. And if you recall, Medford, when she turned from first base, landed a little awkwardly. Able to get back up, and obviously looks fine at staying in the game. Chase that 0-1 pitch to fall behind, 0-2. Melendez on deck for Canyon Lake. The Hawks trying to generate some offense here against Emery Botcher. Trailing 5-zip at the bottom of the 4th. And Robinson, the catcher, kept that one from going to the backstop on a bobble. Now they count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Botcher's 2-2 results in her 4th strikeout of the game. 2 away in the inning. Now the batter Melendez for Canyon Lake. RBI chance here for Melendez, who does have a team-high 18 driven in on the season. Fly ball to right, but right to Wenzel awaiting to end the Canyon Lake 4th. In the inning, no runs off a hit and a runner left. We have played 4 from Canyon Lake High School. Billies on top, 5-zip on the Hawks Network.
To be the best, you have to take on the best. Because anything can happen in a blink of an eye. So you climb into the ring and take your shot. Premier Boxing Champions on Fox FS1, FS2, and the Fox Sports app.
Watch FS1, GVTC, channel 515.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
A late season game with playoff implications on the line sees Fredericksburg on top 5-0 as we start the top of the 5th inning. Wenzel, Dwecker, and Weinheimer due up for the Billies, a team which is holding on to first place in 28-4A, a one-game lead over Bernie. The Billies 7-1 in 28-4A play, while the Hawks are 2-6 and fighting for the playoff lives. Wenzel has scored twice so far tonight for Fredericksburg, reaching on a base hit in the second and a walk in the third. Just saw Madison Puente record a 0 in the circle in the last half inning for her in the top of the 4th, and the Hawks need her to turn in another one of those here in the 5th inning. Get the bat to Chance. No balls and a strike to Wenzel. And now it's 1-1. Kate Wenzel, a big-time slugger for the Billies. In district play, Wenzel slugging .731. That leads the team. A .423 average in 28-4A play. Hits a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. And she has reached base all 3 times here tonight. Brings up Grace Dwecker for Fredericksburg. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. 5-zip Billies leading here in the 5th. And that was Fredericksburg's 5th hit of the night. A hit of the Hawks now, 5-3. And a first pitch strike there from Puente to Dwecker. Puente does have a couple of strikeouts in the circle tonight for Kenya Lake. Had 7 punch-outs in the loss to Llano on Tuesday. And now on the air, she has 54 of them. And maybe a pitch away from her 55th. Misses away. 1-2 now to Grace Dwecker. The runner at first, Wenzel reached on the base hit to center. Ella Weinheimer awaits on deck for the Billies. Going for a season series sweep over Kenya Lake. And that time inside for ball 2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Now 3 Ks for Madison Puente. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Sends up Ella Weinheimer for Fredericksburg. Puente's other strikeout victims include Mia Torres and Cameron Robinson, and now Dwecker, as Weinheimer steps in a 2 RBI day so far. And ahead against Puente, 1 ball and no strikes. The Billies score the game's first run in the top of the 2nd on an RBI fielder's choice from Ella Weinheimer, the batter, and then a 4-run 3rd. The big hit, courtesy of Ella's sister, Ashlyn. A 2-run homer that inning. That pitch got away. Throw down by Puente. The tag is in time. Marley Carrizales, the tag at second base. 2 away in the inning. What a bullet thrown from behind home plate from Kaylee Puente. The pitch, though, did miss, so the count is 3 balls and no strikes to Whiteheimer. And takes ball 4. Fourth walk tonight for Puente. Now the batter is Robinson, who Puente struck out back in the third. She's 0 for 2. One of 2 Billies who have not reached in this game. The other one is Maddie Finley, Fredericksburg's leadoff hitter. Puente's 0-1. A pop-up right back to her, and that'll end the Fredericksburg 5th. So the Billies take a 5-0 lead into the bottom of the 5th inning. All the Hawks Network. We're back in a moment.
To be the best, you have to take on the best. Because anything can happen in a blink of an eye. So you climb into the ring and take your shot. Premier Boxing Champions on Fox FS1, FS2, and the Fox Sports app.
Watch FS1, GVTC, channel 515.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
Emery Botcher in the circle for her 5th inning of work for Fredericksburg, has struck out 4 batters so far and looking for her 5th win in 28-4A play this season. And the Bats have sported her a 5-0 lead as the Hawks come up to hit here in the bottom half of the 5th. And Botcher will face the bottom part of the order. Puente, Rodriguez, and Emma Lane due up for Kenya Lake. So far, Botcher has held the Hawks to 3 hits, 2 of those infield singles, the other a base hit to center from Bailey Bryan. And Kaylee Puente, who made a great play in the top of this inning, throwing out a base runner at second, almost behind against Botcher, 0-1. Kaylee Puente batting .353 coming into the game tonight. No homers and 12 RBI. And again, 10 of those have come since the beginning of March. 10 of those 12 runs driven in. The count now 1-2 to Puente. The younger sister of tonight's pitcher, Madison. Stays alive. She got a piece of that one. And the on-deck circle for Kenya Lake is Angie Rodriguez. The bottom part of the Hawks order trying to produce and maybe give the top part of the lineup a chance to drive in a run. Botcher's 1-2 results in another strikeout. Her 5th tonight. And now 4 in a row retired by Botcher since surrendering the leadoff base hit to Bryan back in the 4th. Brings up Angie Rodriguez. One of Botcher's 5 strikeout victims in this game. Base is empty and 1 away, and Botcher dealing right now ahead against Rodriguez, 0-1. In the air to right, that's going to fall in for a base hit. A 1-out single for Rodriguez, who was nearly thrown out at first base by Wenzel. That's the Hawks' 4th hit tonight. Brings up Emma Lane, who drew a 4-pitch walk against Botcher back in the 3rd. Big opportunity here for Lane if she can reach with Rodriguez still on the bases. It puts 2 on for Marley Carrizales, who waits on deck as Lane watches ball 1. So she has seen 5 Botcher pitches and none of them for strikes. Line shot and a base hit for Lane. 2 on and 1 out now. The Hawks have something brewing here in the bottom of the 5th. This the most the Hawks have threatened tonight. And now we go back to the top of the lineup card, and Carrizales is the batter. And a meeting in the circle for Fredericksburg. The pitcher Botcher, along with the infield, and head coach Melissa Hall. Again, Coach Hall's program has been really good in 28-4-8 play the past couple of seasons. 7-1 a year ago. 7-1 so far this year. She leaves the circle. As Botcher gets ready to face Carrizales, who's 1 for 2 so far tonight. Had an infield single against Botcher back in the 1st. Lefty hitter Carrizales against the righty Botcher. First pitch, strike 1 at the knees. That ball line right to the shortstop. Torres throw back to first for a double play. Big time defensive play there for the Billies. Ends the Hawks' threat in the 5th as Carrizales lines into an inning-ending double play. Still 5-zip Fredericksburg on top on the Hawks Network.
Hello, Brides of America. Do you want to be part of an incredible wedding event? You can join on the fun at tlc.com/casting, and you could get the ultimate Kleinfeld experience. Be married by me in TLC's biggest wedding ceremony ever. And be on Say Yes to the Dress America.
Watch TLC, GVTC, channel 553.
They're back. I'm gonna win because I have laser focus. You're distracting me.
If it ain't cooked, make it look cooked. Okay, this isn't a real thing, is it?
I love pressure. Someone is gonna get hurt on this show.
Worst Cooks in America, Celebrity Edition. Premieres April 21st at 9 on Food Network.
Watch Food Network, GVTC, channel 563.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
Nightfall upon us here from Katy Lake High School. Billies on top 5-zip as we start the top of the 6th inning. The Hawks a big threat in the bottom of the 5th, 2 on and 1 out for the top of the lineup card, and Marley Carrizales, but then line into an inning-ending double play to end the Katy Lake threat. And the Hawks still scoreless as the Billies protect this 5-run lead. And Emery Botcher starts things off for Fredericksburg at the plate in the 6th inning. 0 for 1 here tonight with a walk back in the 2nd. And ahead here against Madison Puente, 2 balls, no strikes. And now 3-0. This pitcher on pitcher. Botcher the hitter against Puente in the circle currently. 3-0 taken for ball 4. So Botcher draws her second walk. And the Billies again will supply her with a courtesy runner, and again it's Findlay. As Nebgen comes up to bat now for Fredericksburg. Single to left field off of Puente back in the 4th inning. She's 1 for 2. And this marks the 3rd straight inning in the 4th of the game that the Billies have had the leadoff runner reach base. Bunt down, but went foul off of home plate. And Nebgen falls behind, 0-1. A loss tonight would put the Hawks at 2-7 and 28-4, playing in a tough spot regarding their playoff chances, with the finale looming on Tuesday at Bandera. And now the umpires meet at the infield. Talking about that last play. Ruled a foul ball. And the ruling stands. Oh, 1 to Nebgen. But again, this one stays fair. Played it first, in time for the out, and by a step. Good throw there by Puente to Melendez. Or beg your pardon, to Emma Lang covering over at first base. One away on the sacrifice put down by Nebgen. And now Puente faces the top of the order for the 4th time around tonight. It's Maddie Findlay, the batter, with her sister, the runner at second base. In the air to right field, drops for a base hit, and sister drives home sister. 6-0, Billies on top on the single to right by Maddie Findlay. And the RBI there for Maddie Findlay is her 4th and 28-4 play. As Olivia Findlay scores her 3rd run in district play. Now the batter, Mia Torres. First pitch she takes low for ball 1. Findlay had been 0 for 3 batting before that base hit to right. And so now there's been only one starter for the Billies who is yet to reach against Puente. And that's the catcher Robinson, who's 0 for 3. 2-0 to Mia Torres, who is 0 for 2 herself, but with a walk and run scored tonight. (2-0). Inside for ball 3. And there Torres takes all the way for strike one. Ashton Weidheimer waits on deck for the Billies. A run for Fredericksburg in the second, 4 in the third, and now 1 here in the sixth, and maybe another. But instead, a fly ball is caught by Kinsey Sales on the run. As we see Maddie Finley stay put at second base. Now 2 outs to bring up Ashton Weidheimer. Weidheimer, the big swing back in the third inning, a 2-run homer to right center field. Doing so going opposite way. For Weidheimer, that was her second home run in 28-4A play this season. The only other Billy to homer in 28-4A play, Kate Wenzel. She also has 2. No other player has 1. And now hitters count to Weidheimer 2-0. The aforementioned Wenzel awaits on deck. The runner at second is Maddie Finley, and a 6-0 Billy lead here at the top of the 6th inning. In the air to left center field, drops in for a base hit. A 3 RBI night for Weidheimer. 7-0 Fredericksburg on top. Weidheimer the double, her 4th in 28-4A play. Now gives her 11 RBI in district action this year. And now it's Kate Wenzel for Fredericksburg. The Billies now on top 7-0. As Puente misses for ball 1 here to Wenzel, who has reached base all 3 times tonight, 2 singles sandwiched around a walk. A pop-up could be playable. Melendez from first makes the catch, and that'll end the Fredericksburg 6 with the Billies out of their lead. 2 runs courtesy of 2 hits and a runner left. 7-0 Billies on top on the Hawks Network.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
Friday nights, the road to riches can be bumpy.
We have a lot of work to do.
The Texas Flip and Move teams buy houses for pennies on the dollar.
Yes!
Move them and flip them.
All these walls are going.
See how these homes are hauling in the profits.
This is my dream home.
All new Texas Flip and Move. Friday night at 9 on DIY Network.
Watch DIY GVTC Channel 126.
To be the best, you have to take on the best. Because anything can happen in a blink of an eye. So you climb into the ring and take your shot. Premier Boxing Champions on Fox FS1, FS2, and the Fox Sports app.
Watch FS1 GVTC Channel 515.
And welcome back to Katy Lake High School. A look at Ashton Weidheimer for the Billies. Hit an RBI double in the top of this inning. Part of a 3 RBI night for Weidheimer, who is also homered in this game, as Fredericksburg is in control, leading 7-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Hawks trying to produce some offense here against Emery Botcher in the circle for her 6th inning of work. And facing Kinsey Sales, Bailey Bryant, and Madison Puente here in the home half of the 6th inning. Yeah, moments ago we saw Sales foul a pitch off her leg, trying to shake it off. So far tonight, Sales 0 for 1 with a sacrifice. There's a fly ball to left. Weidheimer has a beat on it. What a way in the 6th inning. Brings up Bailey Bryant. Again, the Hawks had a great chance to climb back into this game with the 5th when the score was 5-0 at the time. Runners first and second and 1 out, but then Marley Carrizales lined into a double play on a hard hit ball to the shortstop Torres. Now Bryan, who's 1 for 2. Single to center field back in the 4th inning. And has also struck out. And this could be the final at-bat for Bryan in her Hawks career here at home. A lot of great memories for her here at this ballpark. Over the course of her 4-year varsity career. Pokes another, is that a base hit? No, it's not. Caught right before the ball hit the grass by Weidheimer. And Coach Galloway arguing that the ball was trapped out there in left field. And the umpires will meet. It looked like the ball ricocheted off the grass into the glove of Weidheimer. And yes, they're going to overturn that call. It's a base hit. So if it was Bailey Bryant's final at-bat here at home, it's fitting. It's a base hit. The 99th of her career, her second tonight. And now runner at first base, the 1 out for Madison Puente, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. The Hawks with their 6th hit tonight, pickoff throw to first base, and Bryant is back in. The 1-0. Fouled away for strike 1. All 6 of the Hawks' hits have been singles here tonight. A team that is slugging .546 on the season coming into the game. With 48 extra base hits, 33 of them doubles, 9 of them triples, 6 of them home runs. But the bats held in relative check tonight by Emery Botcher in the circle for Fredericksburg. For a Hawk team that has a collective batting average of .413, as Puente stays alive, and on base percentage of .481. They've had some big offensive games this season. But stuck on 0 right now. And that rolls away from Robinson, allows Bryant to take second base. Swing and a miss for a strikeout. 6 tonight now for Botcher. 2 away in the inning. Brings up Sarah Mefford. Mefford has one of the Hawks' 6 hits, an infield single back in the second, and has also struck out. Botcher's first pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 1. Mefford did come through with a big RBI double Tuesday against Llano. And takes ball 1 low, a ball and a strike from Botcher. RBI chance here for Medford with Bryan, the runner, at second base. 1-1 on the way. Medford chases for strike two. Popped her up in the infield. The catch is made by Finley at second base. And that'll end the Canyon Lake sixth of the inning. No runs off a hit and a runner left. We go to the seventh. Billies on top 7-0 on the Hawks Network.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
This was pretty.
I love it.
Beach house on the water. Soak up the rays.
It's really a dream come true. It's kind of surreal.
Wow. Some type of way. All your worries, shake them off. All your problems, shake them off.
Sunday night is beach night. All news starting at 8 on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, channel 578.
Friday nights, the road to riches can be bumpy.
We have a lot of work to do.
The Texas Flip and Move teams buy houses for pennies on the dollar.
Yes.
Move them and flip them.
All these walls are going.
See how these homes are hauling in the profits.
This is my dream home.
All new Texas Flip and Move. Friday night at 9 on DIY Network.
Watch DIY, GVTC, channel 126.
And what was perhaps her last at-bat at home in the career of Bailey Bryan, she delivers a base hit in the bottom of the sixth inning, but the Katy Lake Hawks trail 7-0 as we go to the top of the seventh, and Bryan with a glove in her hand for perhaps the final half inning as well of her Hawk career here from Canyon Lake High School. Coming up to bat for the Billies, Dwecker, Weinheimer, and Cameron Robinson, batters 5, 6, and 7. Facing off against Madison Puente as Dwecker takes ball one low. Dwecker 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored here tonight. Billies 3 defensive outs away from a season series sweep. These two teams split the season series a year ago. Fredericksburg also later won a first place game. A ball and a strike to Dwecker, with Weinheimer waiting on deck. The big inning of separation tonight for Fredericksburg again came in the third, a 4-run frame for the Billies, highlighted by the two-run homer hit by Ashley to Weinheimer. Her sister Ella is on deck, and now 3 balls to the strike to Dwecker. Another straight baseball lands into the softball field and between home plate and the on-deck circle for the Billies. It's been some wild stuff. I believe by my count unofficially that's 4 that have come from the baseball field into the softball complex. 3-1. A ground ball. Melendez. 1 out. Again, the big news tonight for Canyon Lake Athletics, the boys soccer team, a winner over Gonzales 2-1. In the region quarterfinals, they move on to the region semis. They will play Progresso in the region semifinals tomorrow at noon in McAllen. It has been a wild postseason for Ryan Tierney's boys soccer team. down 2-0 in the second half of the opening round against Lampasas. The Hawks won that game 3-2. Trailing 3-1 with less than 10 minutes left against Austin Eastside Memorial last week. The Hawks won that game eventually in a penalty kick situation. And winning tonight over Gonzalez 2-1. Sharply hit ground ball, knocked down by Lane at 2 away in the inning. As Melendez stretches off the bag to make the play at first base. 2 down now, the 7th sends up Cameron Robinson. And out 3 in a row retired by Puente as Robinson steps in. She's 0 for 3. A ground ball to short. Carrizales to Melendez. And a 1-2-3 7th for Puente. We go to the bottom of the 7th with the Billies holding on to a 7-0 lead on the Hawks Network.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
To be the best, you have to take on the best. Because anything can happen in a blink of an eye. So you climb into the ring and take your shot. Premier Boxing Champions on Fox FS1, FS2, and the Fox Sports app.
Watch FS1, GVTC, channel 515.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
Emory Botcher going for a complete game shutout as the Billies take a 7-0 lead into the bottom of the 7th, and Botcher ready for her 7th inning of work in the circle as she'll face batters 6, 7, and 8 here in the home half of the 7th. Melendez, Puente, and Rodriguez. Final home game of the year for Canyon Lake. The Hawks will close out the regular season Tuesday at Bandera. A game the Hawks will have to win and get some outside help for a shot of the postseason. That ball slicing fouls. Melendez falls behind 0-2. The Hawks coming into the game tonight trailing Wimberley by 1 game for 4th in the 28-40 standings and tied with Llano for 5th place. Both teams 2 and 6. Atlanta with the win Tuesday here at Canyon Lake High School now owns the tiebreaker as well. One and 2 to Melendez. Down the middle for strike 3. That's the first strikeout Botcher has looking. Now 1 away to 7 sends up Kaylee Puente. 6 strikeouts all night now for Botcher. And 2 outs away from a complete game shutout. And that hits Puente. The first hit batter tonight for Botcher. And the first hit batter she has registered in district play this year. Second time Puente's taken a pitch. As Angie Rodriguez steps in for the Hawks, who has one of the team's 6 hits tonight. A single to right field, back of the 5th. Ground ball, scooped up by Dwecker. The force out of second base, so the Hawks are down to their final out of the game. And now it's up to Emma Lane to extend the game for Kenya Lake. And Lane has hit well tonight, hitting 9th in the order for Kenya Lake. She's reached base in both plate appearances on a walk and a base hit to center. Outside for ball 1. Foul back for strike 1. Emma Lane, the batter. Marley Carrizales awaits on deck for the Hawks. And a courtesy runner, or beg your pardon, it is Angie Rodriguez, the runner at first base. 1-1 pitch, and the Hawks now down to their final strike. Botchers 1-2. And Lane will see at least one more pitch in this game. Trying to reach base and give Carrizales a chance. To maybe extend the game further. A win tonight puts Fredericksburg in great position for a district title. It would guarantee them at least a share of it, along with Bernie. A 1-game lead over the Greyhounds coming into the game tonight. The Billies 7-1, the Greyhounds 6-2. The 2-2. And that could end it. Botcher, the throw to first base. And the Billies sweep this season series. Another great defensive play by Fredericksburg ends the game as the Billies win this one by a final score of 7-0. With the win, Fredericksburg improves to 24-8 on the season. More importantly, now 8-1 in 28-4A play, with the Hawks fall to 11-16, and they are now 2-7 in 28-4A play. On behalf of our entire Hawks Network crew, I'm Brain Freeman saying good night from Kenya Lake High School.